Dragon Con, Crispy here, and we're with our friend Catherine. Thank you
Hello.
so much for coming to Dragon Con.
Thank you for inviting me.
What took you so long?
You didn't invite me.
Oh, we didn't? Well, I apologize. We should have.
And I had to ask.
No, you're not the type to ask. It's like, oh, either you want me or you don't. And we're glad you're here personally.
Thank you.
So
it's very nice to be here.
you just came right in, straight to the convention. So you haven't necessarily had a whole lot of convention experience at Dragon. But conventions as a whole, you've been doing more conventions in the last few years or not?
No.
Wow, okay.
I started last year.
Okay.
So I've done a few.
Done a few now.
But
what's been kind of the fun experiences that you like about conventions as a whole?
well, it's always nice to get out and meet people. I love the panels though. I love doing my panels.
Just getting through having that feedback kind of deal?
It's not the feedback, because I get a bit scared when they ask me about Doctor Who, because I don't know anything. I just love, because I like to do it without a moderator.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we don't know what's going to happen.
It's personal, yeah, it's just fun.
And get out and talk to people, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's great, and you meet some real characters.
Yeah.
And it's a laugh. You know, it really is. It's a great. I always have a great time at conventions. Obviously, you get to travel. You don't get to necessarily see the city
I know how that
too
goes,
much.
exactly.
However, somewhere like here, where you're right in the main drag of stuff, that's brilliant.
You can kind of peek out a little bit and see.
You can experience it, and so that's really great.
Yeah.
But, you know, I haven't been doing them very long.
Well, I'm glad you are now.
They certainly don't.
Yeah.
They don't give me pause for anything other than delight.
That's excellent, though. Do you feel like, I'm a theater kid at heart, and I love going out after a show and seeing fans and things like that. It's kind of that same wheelhouse, because obviously I don't share the same experience that you do. Is that kind of a relatable experience where you're meeting the fans and having these conversations?
It's lovely. It's obviously it's always nice to, because listen, any performer or any real creative person, I imagine, you know, even an artist, author, anything like that, you're nothing without your fan base.
I agree.
I mean, really,
why would you be doing it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are just a person. I would just be a person talking in a room
to
myself.
And you might enjoy that, but why?
And maybe I would have had a better time. I don't know.
Were these walls padded?
But
I'm curious now.
Just bouncing
Okay.
off.
Little
But
rock.
it's true, and they are really the only barometer.
Yeah.
They're the only litmus test, and they're the only voice you can listen to. Not critics.
Yeah.
Almost even not friends.
Oh, wow.
Because you're not doing it for anyone other than the audience.
Yeah.
And so it's like I always say, when I used to do stand-up, if the audience don't laugh, they're not the ones who've got it wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
I know that feeling.
do you know what I mean?
Oh,
and I used to, and it used to take me ages before I realised, drop the joke.
Yeah.
It's just the joke's not working.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you'll always come off, because you know you'll write this thing and think, I know this is good, this is great, and then it doesn't get anything, and then you think, okay, that wasn't the right crowd.
Right.
And it's like, you just have to listen to them.
People don't understand that there's when you're reading the audience, they get so egocentric, like, I'm just going to come and do my thing, and if it doesn't resonate, if you're not listening to them, there's nothing.
No, of course it's not. It's why I love doing. I mean, look, I love doing all types of performing, and everyone has its merit, and it recommends itself. Film, TV, theatre, but live performing is always going to be.
And you don't know what's going to happen, but it's so refreshing.
I love it because you get instant feedback. Instant feedback.
You hear that laugh, you hear that groan, that cry,
you do
whatever.
Anything, and it's, you know, and you adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like having, a captain of a ship telling you, which way to turn.
Adjust just 2 degrees that way.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing of live theater. Like, even though the audience is being sold, oh, this is the same show every night.
But it's not the same experience.
That same experience. That audience really changes. All right, they're not laughing at this. I just did a show where the first hour was like, wow, this was really uncomfortable. We've got to do some changes. We've got to get them engaged and things like that. And having that instant feedback.
It's alchemy. It's amazing.
Oh, good, yes.
It's lovely. And it is the ultimate shared experience.
Yes.
Isn't it? You know.
With you being on this side, on the other side, as the audience, as a fan, what were things that drew you in? You know, be it television, books, or whatever. What were your fandoms, or what were your things?
It was comedy.
Yeah?
It was always comedy. And I started watching live stand-up.
Yeah.
Slightly younger than I should have done.
I don't think anyone does it any other way. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I think probably, in fact, I know how it happened. And that was, I used to go down to the Comedy Store because it was the only comedy store in London, was sort of like, it had a midnight showing.
Yeah.
And it was the only place my boyfriend at the time could get a drink. So we used to go.
It was the convenience.
Really, it was almost like a byproduct of his drinking.
His alcoholism led you to comedy.
His alcoholism gave me my career. Yeah. And I was enthralled.
Yeah.
I was absolutely enthralled. And, you know, I was only a teenager.
Yeah.
And this was when the Comedy Store was, it wasn't the original Comedy Store, but it wasn't the one that it's at now, but it was still a kind of a dive.
Right, kind of seedy kind of feel.
It was kind of seedy, and all you had was this black box with the, you know, the trademark laughing grin, and a microphone.
Oh, just simple.
And that was it. And these people would just get up, and it was gladiatorial, which is what I loved, and that's what drew me to it, because it's, you know, although you must never ever think you're better than your audience, you have to not be scared by them.
Fear. They feed on that.
Especially as a stand-up, you know, because it's a preposterous thing to do to be a stand-up comedian. You're going to stand up on your own in front of a room full of people, expect them to be quiet, and then expect them to laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous
It's an unfair deal. Yeah.
A ridiculous notion. Exactly. The idea model would not.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get a pyramid scheme out of that. You know, it's not.
Come join me in the comedy
it's flawed
world.
Already.
Yeah. You're like already walking in.
But that was definitely what hooked me in.
Nice.
And so I guess I sourced these comedians, and then I'd go to festivals, and then I'd go to Edinburgh, way before I was a performer.
Right.
And that became my thing.
Nice.
Definitely, comedy became and stand-up, and I mean, it wasn't alternative. It was already. I mean, I guess it was still called alternative stand-up, but it wasn't. You know,
it wasn't it was the go-to thing. Yeah.
But they were still kind of on the perimeters. But I remember seeing people like Steve Coogan at Edinburgh.
Oh, Coogan! I love Coogan. Yes, goodness.
I saw Eddie Izzard. I saw. I mean, I just saw so many brilliant people.
I mean, you've already named two huge ones.
Yeah.
There, to be fair, so I've only seen I've seen Eddie a couple of times because Atlanta is a good stop for him, but Coogan just doesn't do that kind of thing anymore. So to hear you see that, I was like, I want to live in your life just for a moment to have witnessed that.
And it was before he was Steve Coogan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No one back then. No one knew who these guys were.
And
to me, that's the beautiful thing about comedy in general. Being sure we're here for geeky and fun things, and so I'm glad this is the direction. Yeah. Because comedy is such a unique world in that regard.
I also had the incredible, when I was a student, I saw Bill Hicks.
Yes.
He came over to do a show at the Comedian, to do a show at the Dominion in London, and that was a different...
Just a different voice, just a whole different world.
Voice. Yeah. And I think he was a very, he leveled the playing field a lot, I think, and I often speak to people about this, and I remember him saying something, and it must have just caught on to people of my generation, and that he said, as an artist, you cannot sell yourself out.
No.
And I think it's really interesting, well, as a comedian, I think he thought, you know what I mean, as a comedian. Now, I don't know whether or not that holds true now, because the world's changed.
We've changed quite a bit since.
It has changed, but he was so, I mean, he just took no prisoners, and he just,
he was unabashedly himself.
Yeah.
And he took, every time I've seen his stand-up, it's always been that approach. This is who I am. Hope you like it.
Yeah.
Because this is what you're going to get, you know?
I think maybe there'll be a ton of the tide towards that again.
Yes, I think we're getting to that point again.
Because we're not at it yet.
No.
At the moment, I think we are all still kind of going, please like me.
Yeah, it's very wobbly right now.
It's a little bit more vanilla.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's any worse.
No,
it's just different.
It's cyclical in that way.
But it is.
Yeah.
But I do think there's going to be a tide where we're going to start getting people who are going to get huge followings from not being on the TV.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And, and that's huge right now too, because I mean, TV was a great medium now, but now you've got all of these digital media, from streaming to just little instant videos on Instagram and things like that.
And just live performing.
Oh my goodness, we're seeing so much more of that.
There's just nothing like it.
No, there is
not. Know, and it's magical.
I love that. We have to get going though, otherwise I would love to sit here and talk with you a long time about this, because this has been really like one of my favorite conversations in a long time, so thank you for that. Cool. Before you go though, we have our required question, Randall's Random Questions. If you could just draw in there, random question, I'll read it for you.
All right.
And we'll see what happens. Let's see here.
There it is.
All right, it's a long one. Good luck.
Oh, okay.
All right. With reboots being popular, which iconic role do you think you would love to play? Indiana Jones, kind of, we're talking like tentpole characters kind of deal. Just no questions asked.
No questions.
Just go in and we'll end with that. That's just except for that one question.
Oh gosh, that's really difficult. Oh no, I hope this isn't live and you're able to edit it.
Oh no, we're going to sit this uncomfortable moment in. Don't worry, it's fine.
A reboot, you see?
Well, because we have all these reboots and these reimaginations are very popular right now on media. So if they were to restart, what's a classic show that maybe you loved growing up? They're like, oh yeah, I love that character. I would love to do that character.
I don't remember. Or I think they're kind of, the thing is, all the shows have already been rebooted.
We're at that point now, yes.
I can't think of a show. I mean, there was a show on called Wurzel Gummidge.
Yes.
Which John Pertwee.
I love, oh God, yes.
Now, have I got that wrong? Was he a Doctor Who?
No, he was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, you're good. You're not a bad Who fan, it's fine.
Yeah, John Pertwee.
No,
I didn't know as Doctor Who, but I knew him as Wurzel Gummidge.
It came around the other way to that, yeah.
Well, they're doing a reboot of that already, and that's being done.
It's just reboot crazy right now.
Oh my gosh.
If we stumped you, we stumped you. It's okay. Well done. You're the first stump of the day, so you've got that. And
what am I going to say? I don't know what to say.
That's all right. These questions,
Isn't that terrible?
No, not at all. These questions are just weird, fun little moments.
It was a good one, and
we
I
just like
ruined it.
No, we explored things, and that's really what matters.
I can't even think. What I used to watch.
Yeah.
Here's one.
All right.
Used to be called. Yeah, here's one.
Okay, I'm ready. You got it. Because I've got one for you.
It was from America.
Okay.
As all our shows were from America. I hope it hasn't already been done. But it was a show, and I'm pretty sure it was called. We probably got it 10 years after it was out here.
That's what happens.
It was called, and I even remember the theme tune.
Okay.
And it was called Big John, Little John.
Oh my God.
What a way to grow or go. I was never sure if they were singing what a way to grow or go.
Or girl. Right.
And it was a boy who became old, like an adult.
Adult. Yeah.
So let's have that.
All right.
I'll be John. Well, I'll be old John.
You're old John in that case. We'll just say John in that case.
Yeah.
That's all right. There we go. We got there.
It is.
Awesome.
I loved it. Big John, Little John.
Because I'm going to say, we had an answer ready for you.
What was it?
Well, I mean, there's that whole DuckTales thing that's going on.
DuckTales,
And the whole Magic of Dispel being an iconic character for a certain generation.
Yes.
And now, that was your easy answer. But I love this journey that we went on. You already did it.
I've already done it.
You've already done it. Mark that one in the book.
On.
So, well, Catherine, we got to get going.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you.
And thank you, DragonCon.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.